Straight on versus Congress versus BJP. Randeep Singh Surjewala versus Sudhanshu Trivedi. Congress leader Randeep Surjewala taking on BJP spokesperson and Rajnath Singh's own political advisor Sudhanshu Trivedi. Gentlemen, welcome. It's one-on-one tonight. May I begin with the first question? With your permission, Sudhanshu Trivedi, my first question this evening is to Randeep Singh Surjewala. Mr. Surjewala, you started the debate. Let's get the debate forward. When Rahul Gandhi spoke about the assassination of his grandmother Indira Gandhi and blamed political parties of communal politics, why did he not mention the role his own party has had in the 1984 pogrom against Sikhs in Delhi and other parts of India? After all, there are Congress leaders, among others, who have been accused of inciting mobs then. So are those accusations and that role that the Congress leaders played not communal enough for Mr. Rahul Gandhi to mention? That's question one tonight.
Two quick things I want to point out to you, Arnab. Rahul Gandhi ji shared his pain and bared his heart. He spoke like one of the lakhs and lakhs of victims of terrorism in this country. He spoke about the fact that secularism is an ethos that runs through the sweat and blood of this country. He also spoke about one important facet, and that is that hatred and anger, divisiveness, and
that's all right, but he didn't speak about the anti-Sikh riots of 1984 and the role of Congress leaders in that. Why did he not speak of that? Is he being completely honest if he doesn't?
He is being completely honest, Arnab. If you note, he spoke about two things. A, Mrs. Gandhi has spoken about the 84 riots and its aftermath many times. Congress has said that what happened in 84 should not have happened. They have expressed regrets, unlike the genocide of 2002 in Gujarat. What Mr. Rahul Gandhi also spoke about is a personal anger.
No, that's his personal anger.
That's a victim of violence. And he said, please, there is a very important facet there. Please grant me that. He said that it has taken me many years to control that anger, to overcome that anger,
Understood.
And to realize that India has to go forward in a cohabitative manner,
Understood.
in a manner that is joint, in a manner that is
Understood.
universal, and in a manner and a fashion that takes the entire India story forward.
Understood, Mr. Surjewala, but with respect, I turn this on to the BJP who wants to put the first counter to you, but with respect, Mr. Surjewala, to Mr. Rahul Gandhi's feelings, those are his personal feelings and his personal angst. The question is, what about the angst, the trauma and the loss of the hundreds and thousands of Sikh families whose loved ones were brutally butchered in the pogrom of 1984 following his grandmother's assassination, in which his own party's leaders allegedly had a role? That empathy is also expected of a Congress leader. 1 minute, a response from the BJP. First to Sudhanshu Trivedi. Are you on the back foot? Has Rahul Gandhi put you on the back foot with the kind of aggression he displayed in Churu today?
As far as this creating a communal atmosphere in this country is concerned, and the blame on us by Sri Rahul Gandhi, I would like to say about both the intention and execution of the Congress party at the time of riots. Mr. Surjewala was raising the issue of 2002 riots. On this aspect, I would like to say two questions. One, there is a series of riots in the Congress-ruled states. I would not like to mention so many things from 87 Meerut to 69 this Surat and 1993 Mumbai. But on 2002 issue, except one exception in BJP ruled state, I would just put figures. More than 1,000 victims of 2002 riots, 254 were Hindus. And in the police firing, those who succumbed to injuries were more of the majority community than of the minority community. But in 1984 riots...
You see, this is exactly the problem. This is exactly the problem.
1 minute, let me complete.
You will put out a catalogue of the victims of riots on the basis of their religion. Now, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, how fair is that? You know, this is exactly what Rahul Gandhi accuses you of. He accuses you of playing the Hindu versus Muslim divide. He accuses you of putting Hindu versus Muslim. Now, even the victims of riots, you are dividing on the basis of religions. Would you like to take back your comment? Would you like to revise what you just said? Would you like to reconsider what you said, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, right now?
Let me complete.
Would you like to do that? Because this is what Rahul Gandhi accuses you of.
No, there is no question of accusing Rahul Gandhi. The Home Ministry of the UPA government for the first time in the Muzaffarnagar riots has issued the list of victims on the communal lines. This process was initiated by the Congress government. What I was trying to say, in 1984 riot, as per the government records, 2,722 people died, and all of the same community. And in the police riots, not even.
And is your party? Are your party's hands clean in the Muzaffarnagar riots?
Are your party's hands clean?
Are your party's hands clean in the Muzaffarnagar riots? Was Sandeep Som and Suresh Rana not booked under the National Security Act? Is it true or not? For making inflammatory comments. You see, no, 1 second. Let's discuss Muzaffarnagar.
I was saying the execution.
You raised Muzaffarnagar. My counter question on Muzaffarnagar is: who do you blame? Do you blame your party leadership for playing Hindu versus Muslim in Muzaffarnagar? Do you blame them or not? Do you blame the VHP for stoking the communal fires in the lead up to the riots in Muzaffarnagar or not? Do you admit that or not? Do you admit that the BJP played a hands-off role? Your party leadership did not play an active role in preventing Muzaffarnagar from happening? When the signs were there, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, do you accept that or not? And then I have a series of questions for the Congress party. Do you accept that or not?
Okay, I will give the answer of your question, but first let me complete my sentence. What record I have given of the 1984 riots in the backdrop of Sri Rajiv Gandhi's statement कि बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती हिलती है. It gives a clear example of intention and execution of the Congress party. Now I will come to Muzaffarnagar. In Muzaffarnagar, you are saying that the state government is of Samajwadi Party and the central government is of the Congress party, and they are unable to execute anything. And more than 100 riots have taken place in the last 18 months. Okay, you are trying to put blame on BJP. I would like to say, if in Gujarat 2002, we are responsible because we are in the government. In Bihar, we are the principal opposition party, still we are responsible. In Uttar Pradesh, we are neither principal opposition nor the ruling party, still we are responsible. In Jammu Kashmir's Kiswar and the Hyderabad, in which we are not even an important party, still we are responsible. This is a very funny
what about Gujarat?
And logic given by the
what about Gujarat 2002?
That this way or that
what about Gujarat in which 1,267 people died? What about Gujarat? I'll ask about Moradabad. 1,500 people died. VP Singh was the chief minister. It was Uttar Pradesh. I haven't got an answer from the Congress party. What about Gujarat, sir? They apologized. I know the Congress party apologized. Manmohan Singh apologized. Sonia Gandhi apologized for the anti-Sikh riots. Has Narendra Modi apologized? Has he done that? Mr. Trivedi?
If Narendra Modi would have done anything
has the
wrong,
BJP apologized?
Anything he has not complied
has
to
the BJP apologized?
Law of the land, then he had said, 1 minute, Rajiv Gandhi, if Congress party has apologized, yes, of course it was needed because their top-most leader of that time was Sri Rajiv Gandhi, who had said the bada ped girta and dharti hilti, but our leader, neither our Prime Minister nor Sri Narendra Modi.
Okay, 1 minute. Randeep Surjewala.
To whether he feels any remorse.
Randeep Surjewala, answer, before you counter him, answer that question, because I know that when Rahul Gandhi once blames, now he blames the BJP for communalism. On the 19th of November 1984, if I'm not mistaken, that is the exact date. Couple of weeks.
In the Vote Club rally.
No, a couple of weeks just after the anti-Sikh riots, Rajiv Gandhi says the following, and I quote. Rajiv Gandhi says, some riots took place in the country. Some riots took place in the country following the murder of Indraji. We know the people were very angry, and for a few days it seemed India had been shaken. But when a mighty tree falls, it is only natural that the earth around it does shake a little. These are the words of Rajiv Gandhi in 1984. If the communal versus secular debate is to be truly opened up, your party will have to answer today whether that comment was communal or secular. Was that comment of Rajiv Gandhi communal or secular, Mr. Surjewala?
I'll come to that, Arnab, but can I just...
No, was it communal or secular, that comment?
What I was saying. When Shri Narendra Modi was asked by a very senior journalist whether he feels any remorse for the genocide of over 3,000 minority Muslims in 2002 in Gujarat, what was his answer? His answer was कि हाँ, अगर एक कुत्ते का पिल्ला भी कार के नीचे आ जाता है तो हमें दर्द होता है. I'm sorry that I have to even repeat these remarks. I find them shameful. They go against the very ethos of India.
Was that my question?
And that is what Bharatiya Janata Party...
Are you going to only quote what each other say? No, what was my question?
I'm also just going to make one more very quick point.
Are you dodging my question on what Rajiv Gandhi said?
Remind Sudhanshu ji that
Are you dodging my question on what Rajiv Gandhi said?
Which was that party which started the Mandir, Masjid, whole dispute? Is it not true that the demolition of Babri Masjid was a result of a concerted campaign to divide this country on communal lines?
Are you dodging my question on what Rajiv Gandhi said?
Is it also not true?
Are you dodging?
That Mr. Sangeet Som?
No. One second. Are you not listening to me? You see, Randeep Surjewala
from Afghanistan showing it to be murder of a particular community in Muzaffarnagar.
Mr. Surjewala, are you?
And RSS cadre distributed it for.
Mr. Surjewala, may I just interrupt, please, with your permission? Mr. Surjewala,
yes,
you have dodged my question, which I repeated on 5 occasions. I know that you are hearing me, and you have chosen to dodge my question on whether you feel Rajiv Gandhi's comment was inflammatory, inflammatory, secular or non-secular. The second question was about whether the Congress party can sustain a debate on secularism without talking about Ahmedabad 1969 under Hitendra Desai, Congress, Jalgaon 1970 under Vasantrao Naik, Congress, Moradabad, that time VP Singh was Congress. 1,500 people died, by the way, in Moradabad 1980. Now we can talk of Bhiwandi, we can talk of Ahmedabad 1985, Bhagalpur, Hyderabad, or even Mumbai under Sudhakar Rao Naik. Now, my question simply to you is, sir, your checkered history and past will have to be opened up. You know, the debate on secular versus communal cannot be restricted, I'm sure you'll agree, to Gujarat alone. Can it? Can it, sir? Can it be restricted only to Gujarat? No, it can't. You agree with me, it can't. You know it can't. So let's open it all up. Do you accept Sudhanshu Trivedi's challenge when he says open it all up?
Gandhi, I'm answering your specific question. When you quote Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, please go through the entire text of his speech. Read 5 lines before and 5 lines after. A, this statement, as my friend from the Bharatiya Janata Party is alleging, it was made at a time when the riots had been completely controlled and there was complete peace in Delhi. Number 2, it was made in altogether a different context. Number 3, it was not directed at any community, including the Sikh community. Number 4, it was Mr. Rajiv Gandhi as Prime Minister who, despite his mother having died, as Prime Minister of the country, called Indian Army and ensured
Let's get a counter.
That the riots stopped. Number 5,
let's get a counter.
It is the Congress party which denied tickets to its leaders who were accused of any role in riots.
Sir,
it is Congress party who removed, even before conviction in a court, removed
let me ask you this
from positions of power and important positions in the party.
Let me just ask you this.
Has the Bharatiya Janata Party done so in Gujarat?
No, watch it. Just one quick comment is, now I believe that if you pick up the 1969 riots, which happened under Hitendra Desai, Congress, if you go back to the 183 lives lost, and you were to say today that it has been 44 years since those riots, so anybody can say anything, you will be the first person to say, I don't accept that. So you're saying that this happened, Rajiv Gandhi said that many days after the riots had been, controlled. I do not think that argument can be bought, sir. You will yourself not counter the argument if I were to apply it in any other context. But yes, the BJP wanted to respond to you. Go ahead, sir. Quick response from the BJP, then I have questions on both sides.
First, I would like to say, Mr. Surjewala has said that Srimati Sonia Gandhi has apologized. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh might have apologized, but to the best of my memory, I am unable to recall when Srimati Sonia Gandhi has apologized for 1984 riots. If he can tell me the date or the event, then I will be grateful.
A challenge, go ahead. Mr. Surjewala, when did the apology happen?
Yes.
When did the apology happen?
We can continue to go into the rhetorics of Mr. Sudhanshu. Dr. Manmohan Singh and Congress President both have said that 84 riots were most unfortunate. Congress party has on more than one occasion said that they regret what had happened during 1984 and that Congress party stands for bringing the guilty to the book It was Mrs. Sonia Gandhi who took a hard
He asked you a
stance,
specific
and
question,
Dr.
Mr.
Manmohan
Surjewala.
Singh
He asked
along with her,
he asked you a
and
very specific
ensured
question. No,
that
one minute.
people who were even accused,
No, he asked you.
but were not convicted,
He asked
were
you.
not held guilty.
He asked you.
Were removed from important party
one minute.
posts, were denied party tickets,
Really?
and were not even inducted into various positions where they could have been.
You know,
Does the
Okay.
Bharatiya Janata Party have that courage of conviction? And individual instances apart, it's a matter of faith and ideology. Those who represent
Okay.
the ideology of Godse, with due regards, Arnab, can they, and those who are responsible for murdering the ideology of Mahatma Gandhi,
Right.
can they also speak about secularism? And do I have to remind Sudhanshu ji that none less than Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee had to remind Shri Narendra Modi after the 2002 riots of Raj Dharma and say that he is shameful for what has happened in Gujarat?
now, yes, 1 minute. Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, before you respond, the question
Let
is, did she apologize? The question is, Sonia Gandhi has not apologized on the 1984 riots. She has only put out a veiled, what can only be described at the most as a veiled expression of regret. An expression of regret, or perhaps a veiled apology, not a direct apology, because what she said was, "Jo kuch June 6 ko hua, uska mujhe dukh hua." In other words, I am anguished by the events of the 6th of June. That does not amount to an apology. My counter question to you is, sir, can you please tell me, Mr. Surjewala, that Rahul Gandhi rakes up Muzaffarnagar every time and wherever he goes, right? I want you to tell me what action Rahul Gandhi took against a former Congress MP called Saidus Zaman, who was booked for violating prohibitory orders and had his petition seeking a stay of his arrest quashed by the Allahabad High Court earlier this month. Can you please tell me what action your party took on it? Because you did not, from my information, and that proves that you are totally blind to the involvement of your own members in the riots. In other words, then how can you lecture, on communalism to the BJP? Mr. Surjewala?
When we speak about Muzaffarnagar, Samajwadi Party, we all know that they did not register any case against Mr. Rashid Masood of their party, who was General Secretary, and Mr. Malik, who was a former Member of Parliament of the Congress, and Mr. Saidu Zama, who did not utter a word, who said nothing, who were there to ensure that communal harmony was sustained. They were also booked. They have rights under the law and they are protecting those rights. But we also have Sangeet Som and Mr. Rana, who uploaded fake viral CD. Meerut MP Mr. Rajinder Agarwal.
One second. September 27th, Mr. Surjewala, September 27th.
Yes, the RSS cadre was circulating it.
Mr. Surjewala, in its order dated September 27, the court remarked in the context of cases including that of Mr. Congress MP, former Congress MP Saidu Zaman, it said from the perusal of the FIRs, prima facie it cannot be said, it can be said, it cannot be said that no cognizable offence is made out, no ground exists for the quashing of the FIRs or staying the arrest of the petitioners. So I'm just placing this on record to point out a factual inaccuracy. However, since we are taking this debate forward, tell me, sir, my question is to the BJP representative Mayaben Kodnani, who was now convicted and sentenced in the Narora Patia case for 28 years, has been made Minister for Women and Child Development in Narendra Modi's cabinet despite all the charges against her. Tell me, sir, does that put you a little bit on the defensive? Would you like to revise your own position and say maybe Rahul Gandhi is right somewhere?
There is no question of being defensive. Rather than, it is an example of the honesty of the BJP's belief in the judicial process. Even our minister was executed, and if he is given punishment, such a harsh punishment, we have cooperated in the investigation. So there is nothing to be defensive on this. Now, I would like to answer
second question in Advani, not just Narendra Modi.
1 minute.
Advani says in April 2011, 1 minute, sir, please, let's get the context clear for our viewers, because I think that both sides are being slightly hypocritical. Question here is, Advani says in March 2011, he talks about Gujarat, he says, you are talking of regret and apologies. I understand there have been many riots in Hindustan. It is very often that of handling a situation is a lack of governance. The issue of an apology does not arise. The issue of an apology, in the words of Mr. Advani, your preeminent leader, though he is not your prime ministerial candidate, he said it does not arise.
Yes, of course.
So you justify
As
that.
far as our government was concerned, both in our intention and execution.
So how
far
can you
as
demand
Gujarat
an
is
apology
concerned,
for
both-
1984? In that case, with on what moral standing can you raise a question on 1984? When this is your position on Gujarat?
I have already given answer that it was, the death toll says 100% lopsided. And the execution 100% lopsided. Then the reaction of the topmost leader is like justifying. That's why this is a clearly
No, I didn't get you.
different case of an
No,
apology.
I
I would like to answer the one question, 1 minute, which was raised by Mr. Surjewala, that BJP has raised the Ram temple issue, for which BJP has been accused so many times.
No answer.
If I would like to remember, in
What's a counter question
1986,
here, please go ahead.
if
Mr. Surjewala, please listen. He's
1
asking
minute.
you the last counter question on this part of the debate. Then we are going to debate number 2. Yes, please.
in 1986, Rajiv Gandhi government has changed the judgment in the Shah Bano case on the pretext that this is a religious matter. You are not allowing the compensation to a widow on the pretext that this is a religious matter. Okay, it is a religious matter. Of any religious sentiment of any community should be respected. Then on the other case of the other community, they say the court will decide that Bhagwan Sri Ram was born in this place or not. Such are two divergent yardsticks to judge the feelings of two communities on the judicial matter. And then you say that we have provoked it. You have your ally, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav, has done firing on car sevaks on 30th October 1990 and 2nd November 1990. And you go by the police records. All the riots started after that, and Congress government persistently supported Mulayam Singh Yadav with 96 MLAs in UP government. Then they are saying about the Babri Mosque. First, I would like to object the statement used by Sri Surjewala as Babri Mosque, because as per the court jurisdiction, it is the disputed structure. It was not the mosque. Next.
Complete your point
There
quickly,
is
sir.
Ibrahim Commission report which has come after so many years. How funny this report is that they have mentioned one of the Congress leaders, Mr. Jagdambika Pal, as one of the car sevaks, and they have put Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee as one of the targeted conspiring persons.
No, I
This
think
is a
we
clear
are
evidence
discussing. No,
that
I think
how
the charge
flimsy
there
their
is you are
investigations are, how politically motivated
you are
their
slightly, Mr.
investigations are.
Sudhanshu Trivedi, with respect,
Arnab,
you are
can I
slightly
just-
broad basing
can
it.
I-
We are talking of communal riots here. I know you want to answer, sir, but let me tell you how brutal communal riots can be. I remember one of the worst cases of communal riots in recent history has been that of 1987, the Hashimpura massacre in Meerut, where, as you know, sir, when Veer Bahadur Singh, a congressman, was chief minister, 19 personnel of the police constabulary rounded up 42 Muslim youth from the Hashimpura area of the city near Meerut, took them in a truck to the outskirts, where they were shot and their bodies were dumped in water canals. I am asking you today, sir, you were in power in 1989. Your man was a chief minister. This is the worst act, in terms of a single incident in which allegedly people in uniform carried out such a massacre. I am asking you today, Mr. Surjewala, when will Rahul Gandhi address that issue? When will Rahul Gandhi talk, among others, about the Hashimpura massacre, or will he avoid it? Does he want a debate, or does he only want to give speeches on this?
Three things I want to point out, Arnab, respectfully to you and to your viewers today, and to Sudhanshuji, who's on the other side. Firstly, he speaks about Babri Masjid being a disputed structure, but he completely forgets
Sir,
that the Vishwa Hindu Parishad.
I don't want to. We are not having a discussion on the Babri Masjid. No, we are not having a discussion on the Babri Masjid. My question was
BJP.
that was
Mr.
not my
Kalyan
question.
Singh. No, it is extremely important to the
But we are
secular
not
ethos of
discussing
this
the Babri
country, and
Masjid.
You have permitted him to raise it. With due respect, permit me to answer it.
He has raised it. He has moved
Mr.
away from the
Kalyan
subject
Singh
by
was
raising
then
it. Let's stay to the
BJP
subject.
Minister he gave a false affidavit, knowing fully well that he was part of a design to demolish Babri Masjid and to divide forever the demographics of this country,
Sir,
and to divide this country on communal lines. An agenda that was concerted, that was built with a design by both the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, the RSS, and the
sir,
Bharatiya
don't
Janata
move
Party.
away. Now you countered that. Come to the point.
What?
When will Rahul Gandhi talk about Hashimpura?
Hanshuji also forgets
Well, when will Rahul Gandhi talk about Hashimpura?
What Sudhanshuji also forgets that be it Muzaffarnagar, be it Gujarat, be it the Naroda Patia, be it the various other parts where Bharatiya Janata Party systematically seeks to divide this country on
Sir, you are
communal
making a
lines.
general. No, this is the problem. This is the problem, Mr. Surjewala. Mr. Surjewala, Mr. Surjewala, don't you find that a problem? That the real problem with the Congress party, it wants to define the debate and then it wants to decide what to debate. It does not want to get into it wants to have a one-way communication on the communal versus secular issue. The country wants two-way communication, Mr. Surjewala, not a one-way communication. I am asking you whether we will see Rahul Gandhi address Hashimpura in the near future. Will he address Hashimpura? Will he address Ahmedabad, Jalgaon, Moradabad, Nelly, Bhiwandi, Ahmedabad, Bhagalpur, Hyderabad and Mumbai? Will he do that, sir? Will he do that?
Let me say that with all emphasis at my command, Arnab. Shri Rahul Gandhi very categorically, clearly, precisely, pointedly laid down the agenda for the Congress party, for UPA government, not for this election, not for next election, but for forever. He re-emphasized that this country cannot be run on hatred, anger and divisiveness.
No, that's a...
Cohabitation, progress, peace is the way forward. And secularism runs through the ethos of this country.
Well, I think you didn't answer my question.
More so of his party and his government. And that is the way forward.
Well, you didn't answer my question. For closure, you need to discuss the many questions which you need to answer yourself. Sudhanshu Trivedi, a last 20-second response to you. Please. Then we move on. Yes.
I would like to ask one thing. Mr. Surjewala is trying to dodge the issue by giving a generic statement. I would like to ask one hard question. One hard fact, is it not true that in 1987 Hashimpura massacre, Mr. P. Chidambaram, who was Minister of State at the time, has given assurance on the floor of the House that the inquiry will be conducted? I would like to ask, has the inquiry ever been conducted? This is my question. Let him answer. This is the hypocrisy of the Congress party. The inquiry was never conducted. Despite the assurance of the
Sudhanshuji can continue to speak about instances and instances, but he will never answer about 2002.
Well,
he will never answer what happened a few months ago in Muzaffarnagar. He will never tell what happened in Malegaon. He will never tell about their role in Mumbai. He will never tell about his RSS and BJP's role in Hyderabad. The truth is, if there is anybody who is against the very ethos of secularism and against the very idea of India, who want to divide this country on communal lines, who want to divide the very secular fabric of this country, and the very foundation on which this country was founded is the Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is the way forward for them today. So that is the ideology that Shri Rahul Gandhi stands against.
Mr. Trivedi and Mr. Surjewala, let's agree that on this one, Rahul Gandhi has to get into a debate, and two, Narendra Modi will have to respond. The country needs to have a debate between the both of them directly on this subject. I thank you both.